First of all, it's not a disease. It's a condition. It's a bunch of symptoms, signs, and it basically reflects dysfunction. There's a lack of imaginative play, there's restricted interests. The autistic child very often is anxious and relieves the anxiety by repetitive behaviors like spinning or shaking the hands or whatever. In autism, there's this mind blindness. So they have a problem in recognizing expressions, and therefore they cannot read the person who they're interacting with, their mind, and that leads to a lot of problems.
Autism is not the same as mental retardation or an intellectual disability, but yes, there can be some children with autism who also have an associated intellectual disability. Parents will often ask us, how severely is my child affected? उसको mild autism है, उसको moderate autism है या उसको severe autism है? उसको कितना % autism है? It's very hard to answer उसको कितना % autism है. But what we explain to parents is that what is important is how well your child functions. For us, when we work with children with autism, is that we try to improve a child's level of functioning. That's our goal, and not to reduce or increase his level or degree of autism.
We know that early identification can make a world of difference to children with autism and their families. It can change outcomes hugely, and yet early identification often does not happen for various reasons, because medical professionals do not have enough knowledge about child development, and beliefs such as boys talk late and it's all right if they are talking late and if they haven't spoken until 2 years and 3 years is still very prevalent.
A lot of the children that have developmental disabilities have what we call as sensory processing disorder, or SPD. In that, all the senses of our body, which is touch, taste, smell, vision, hearing, proprioception, which is a sense of body position, and movement, which is vestibular sense, they don't really work all together. Or some of the senses are working in such a way that that input is intensified, and then there are some senses which the child does not register at all, which in the sense that they can't feel it. Not because the brain structure or there is anything physically wrong in the brain, but it's just that the wiring is a little bit different.
The other issue that worries me about how people assess children with autism and their outcomes is they're talking about things like how many words did he learn, how many numbers did he learn, does he learn to read. Whereas sometimes I wonder whether the key thing that we really need to look at is how's the family doing? Do they have some leisure activity? I feel sometimes that we are measuring the wrong outcomes, and that when we are looking at outcomes for a complex disorder like autism, we need to look at how the whole family is doing.